Let's go. Talk less chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast and we poppin', let's go.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? It's your boy Rashad, one half of PNP, and don't fret, all you Dave fans in the building. He will be here. He running a couple minutes late. He's actually coaching. He's actually doing some coaching. So let's clap it up one time for Dave. He didn't abandon the squad. He did not abandon his squad. He's actually showing up for his boys, and I think he'll be wrapping up there in a little bit, and we'll be on the show approximately 20 minutes or so. So Dave is gonna be here. Don't fret. Dave will be here. Before we get into all the festivities and everything going on with PNP, I gotta quickly shout out to everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all that do watch this show. To all the women that watch the show, we appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day if you have children. And I was out and about this weekend. I was out and about in the streets. I was in the streets this weekend, bro. I took the wife, went out to Concord Mills, did a little bit of shopping. And I gotta admit, man, I gotta give a lot of y'all props, man. It was a lot of love shown in Concord Mills. It's getting a little crazy. I gotta admit, like, people recognize me out and about saying what's good. It's kind of crazy. It's a little awkward, so my apologies. Sometimes it catch me off guard. I ain't really anticipating, especially when I'm with the family, but I appreciate the love, man. It's crazy. I really appreciate it. Man, people was just stopping me. Yo, what's good, man? Good stuff. I was like, bro, it's crazy. So I appreciate the love, and I got to give a special shout out. And I know he probably gonna listen to this, but my guy Marcus, that works at the Liz locker room, bro, salute. If you know, you know, man. I appreciate you. I was on the fence about a purchase. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I was on the fence about a purchase, but he definitely made it a lot easier. He made the decision a lot easier, and I appreciate that. So shout out to my man Marcus that works at Lids locker room. I appreciate you. I ain't gonna blow your spot up, but I appreciate what you did because he ain't have to do it. You saw me looking at that junk, and I was contemplating. I was like, I don't know about this, but you definitely made it a lot easier decision. So I appreciate that. All right. And like I said, Dave will be in a little bit, so stay tuned. A lot of stuff to talk about. So we're gonna get into the content, and we'll talk to Dave. We'll circle back around with Dave when he gets here. But let me go ahead and share my screen and get right to this content because I ain't gonna belabor the point. You know what I mean? We're gonna get right to it. Hey, real quick, man, I gotta give a quick shout out to women's basketball. I'm watching Caitlin Clark right there. She on the screen. Her debut is going on right now. It's kind of dope, man. The energy around women's basketball is so dope. It's so dope, bro. And it got me to thinking a little bit, man. I'm like, yo, we got to bring back the sting, man. We got to bring back the sting. Call Dawn Staley up. I just tweeted this. Call Dawn Staley up. Give her the biggest bag ever. Give her NBA coach money and make it happen and bring back the sting. Bring back the sting. Again, like I said, stay on the prowl. Make sure y'all know what time it is, man. Do what y'all got to do. Stay on the prowl. And let's get into this content real quick. All right. So we made a hire. This is a very interesting hire to me. Y'all know I am an analytics guy. I love analytics. I think it's dope. It's a different way to approach the game. And we hired this man, Eric Eager. He has spent some time with PFF. and also created. I think he's the vice president of another analytics company. What's it called? Sumner Athletics or Sumner Sports or something like that. Anyway, but he is VP of that, and we hired him. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, what role is he gonna play in this front? Because I started listening to a lot of interviews from him, and bro, this guy is super. Like when it comes to, and I thought it was just like, okay, we're gonna hire this dude. He's gonna help out with scouting and all this stuff. But when I listened to what he was talking about on some of the interviews, bro, like this dude really analyzes the game from a game time perspective. Like when it comes to making decisions about the game, whether to go for it, not to go for it, it's actual game time decisions that he is involved in. So I think it's a great hire, but this I'm not gonna lie, this hire screams David Tepper, bro. This hire screams David Tepper, B. Like this is a David Tepper hire. You went out and you got one of the best analytical minds in the game. Not to say it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing by David Tepper. I'm just saying that this tells me that David Tepper wanted to get an analytical guy in the building, and he got one of the best analytical minds out there. And for all those people, I know there's a lot of PFF haters. There's a lot of people that don't think there's the analytics belongs in the game or stats belong in the game. I got news for you, bro. I got news for you. You got to catch up. You got to catch up, bro. You catch up or get lost because analytics ain't going nowhere, bro. People hate PFF, but bro, there's a reason why PFF has a contract with all 32 teams. We're not saying that it's the end all be all, but it's definitely a part of the game. And you would be a fool to not think the analytics is a part of the game. So this just shows that to me that this is clearly a Tepper hire. I'm not against it. Love it. In fact, I love it. This guy wrote a book. I'm going to buy the book. I'm going to actually learn how to develop my own models. I'm going to read the book. I'm going to all those graphics with the logos on them, with the charts. And I'm going to learn how to do that stuff. Bro. I'm going to create my own models and analytics and things like that. I'm going to bring them to PNP. You know what I mean? So I'm going to buy the book. This tech thing, and this is right up my alley, bro. So I love it. I'm going to buy the book, and we're going to get it cracking. But yeah, I like it, man. I like this hire a lot. I think it's a very good hire, and I think it's going to advance the decision making, right? Whether to go for it, not to go for it. I think when you talk about going for it on fourth down and having a kicker, like I think I was listening to something. Don't quote me on this, but I was listening to his interview, one of his interviews, and he was like, "Bruh, I hate leaving it in the hands of the kicker." And sometimes coaches use the kicker as a scapegoat instead of making the tough decisions. I was like, that's crazy. Like he was saying that sometimes coaches will put the game on the legs of a kicker to void themselves of blame if it goes bad, right? So if the kicker misses it, then he's basically saying, hey, I relied on my kicker. I thought he was going to make it, and that's just what it is. Instead of going for it in certain situations and trying to win the game and out coaching somebody. It's a different thought process, different way of thinking about the game. So, bro, I can't wait. This book is on Amazon. 100%. I looked at it. It's on sale right now. I think for like $37. I think it's originally $56. It's in my cart right now. So yeah, man, I'm definitely I'm getting it cracking. I might create my own models, man, for sure. This is dope. But I like this hire. Again, one of the top analytical minds in the game right now. Again, done work with PFF and a bunch of other stuff. So super dope. All right. Carlos said it sounds like he done some work with Dan Campbell, the Lions. Yeah, man. He talked about that game. In fact. He talked about that game. But yeah, man. Like this hire a lot. We'll keep it moving. Real quick, gotta send us. This wouldn't be PNP if we didn't send a shout out to Steve Smith Sr., the GOAT in my mind. He was inducted into the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame this past weekend. Unfortunately, obviously, Mother's Day weekend, I couldn't go, but this was dope. Shout out to Smitty. Hopefully, this is just one of many Hall of Fames he gets inducted to. Hopefully, he gets inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame here soon, bro, because Yeah, I mean, we every year we hoping, we wishing, we hope he gets there. But we're gonna start to see a string of Panthers in the daggone Hall of Fame. You got Julius Peppers coming up this year, and then hopefully after that, we'll talk about Luke maybe, and then after that, hopefully Smitty, and then hopefully Cam. So shout out to Smitty, man. Shout out to Smitty. Congratulations, and yeah, man, kudos to him. Well deserved. Well deserved. North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, Steve Smith Sr. All right, we'll keep it moving. I had to touch on that. Pause. All right, so tomorrow, did they retire his jersey? No. His jersey is unofficially retired, and I don't think they're going to officially retire it until he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. I think that Tepper is starting to put into place new rules on how to retire jerseys. As you all know, 51 was unofficially retired for a long time, and well, that's actually retired, but it's actually the only retired jersey we have. But I think Tepper is going to start to implement a new rule because we have a lot of numbers that are unofficially retired, right? So 51 being the only officially retired jersey, 89 is unofficially retired. Nobody's worn 89 since Smitty. Cam, number 1, nobody's worn number 1 since Cam is gone. 59, nobody's worn number 59 since Luke was gone. I don't think anybody worn 58 either since TD. And they passed around 90. They did give away 90. However, number 90 is now not available. Amari Barno changed his number to number 38. Amari Barno had number 90. They had some other guys that had 90 prior to that. But I think now that Julius Peppers is inducted or will be inducted to the Hall of Fame, I think they will officially retire number 90, and I think they will make it a requirement to be in the NFL Hall of Fame to have your jersey number retired. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen for sure. For sure. I think it's only a matter of time, man. For sure. I agree. Only a matter of time. And he'll get in there for sure. I agree with that. But Pep's number is not in rotation anymore. Number 90 is out of rotation. I think they're going to retire. I think they're going to do an official retirement ceremony, bring him back to the bank this year, and they're going to officially retire number 90. I think that's what's going to happen. Speaking of Smitty, is there a release date for the PNP Cut 2 episode? Bro, that has been out. Cash, bro, that episode has been out for a week now. It came out last Monday. I think it's like 25, 30,000 views in already. That episode has been out, Cash. I think I posted it in Discord too. You might have missed that one. That joint has been out though. I appreciate your concern though. I appreciate your concern about wanting to see it, but that joint has been out. My man said he need to get that 88 off of TMJ. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Has Greg Olsen done enough in a Panthers jersey to get his 88 out of rotation? I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna take out 58, I think you can make an argument for 88. Yeah, I mean, I think if you can make an argument for 58, if you could take 58 out of rotation, you could take 88 out of rotation. I'm asking the question, but I'm just saying, like, if you, bro, all right, it's gonna sound like hate. It's gonna sound like hate if I say that. If I say what's on my mind, it's gonna sound like hate, and I love Greg. So y'all gonna turn me into a Greg hater, and I don't want to do that. But taking a number out of rotation, bro, fam, bro, y'all gonna turn me into a hater, bro. You're saying the same level of impact and the same level of contribution to the Panthers as Sam Mills, the guy who has keep pounding slathered all over the place. Daggone Julius Peppers, who's about to be in the Hall of Fame. Steve Smith Sr., bro. Cam. bro. I don't know, Greg, and I love Greg, bro. I love Greg, but I don't think he's done enough to get 88 pulled out of rotation, bro. Luke, 59. Bro, I don't know, bro. Exactly. I'm with Galactic Anemone. If we pull Greg's out of rotation, you got to pull 17 out. You gotta start pulling a lot of numbers out, bro. You got to start pulling out a lot of. If he makes it to the Hall, then cool. If he makes it to the Hall, then we can pull it out. Pause. If you make it to the Hall of Fame, then we'll take it out of rotation. But until then, bruh, until then, Wesley Walls, right? If you're gonna take Greg out, you're gonna have to take 85 out, bro. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. I think it's an interesting discussion. It's an interesting discussion, bro. That's all I'm saying. Very interesting discussion. If he makes it to the Hall, then cool. Take it out of rotation. Because I think that should be the bar. I think that should be a requirement to get your number officially retired. You have to make it to the Hall of Fame. That is entry level, right? Got to make it to the Hall. But I can argue other contributions to the Panthers. Bro, Cam might not make it to the Hall of Fame, but bro, his number should absolutely be retired. What he did for the city, what he did for this team, that number should be retired, bro. Period. I don't care if he makes it to the Hall of Fame or not. Smitty, if he makes it to the Hall of Fame or not, 89 is out of rotation, bro. Period. Triple Crown, bro. That nobody else is wearing that number, bro. I get it. I get the Hall of Fame, bro. But sheesh. I'm not biased. I'm not biased at all, bro. All right, y'all about to really make me turn hater mode. I'm about to ask daggone Dave. 8 seasons with the Panthers. I gotta bro, I don't know, bro. I'm just saying. I don't know, bro. Greg was all the offense, bro. I beg to differ. He was not all the offense. He was a good bit of it. He was not all the offense. You had Cam Newton, bro. Cam Newton, bro. Come on, man. Stop playing, bro. I ain't biased. Keep it in the bean. Come on, bro. All right. Y'all wilding. Y'all wilding, bro. Y'all are wilding for real. Yeah, if you gonna retire Greg, you gotta retire D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart if we doing that. I agree with y'all. Yeah, absolutely. I said it. Yes. There's nothing wrong with that. Bro, somebody else said it. He's the only MVP in Carolina Panthers history. Yes. Absolutely. He doesn't have to make it to the Hall of Fame. 1000%. The bar is different for each position level. The bar to make it in as a tight end, bro, is different from the bar to make it as a quarterback. It's different. Stop it. All right, I'm gonna move. I am gonna move on. But I'm gonna revisit this when Dave comes. I'm gonna revisit this real quick. The schedule comes out. The schedule is going to be released tomorrow. Okay. Now, this is very important, Panther fans. The international games, which we are taking part of, we're going to Germany. That game is going to be, that information is going to be released at 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 a.m. The Germany game will be released. Now, I'll talk about that in just a second. But there are some leaks coming out. I've heard game one is against the Bucks. Somebody just in the chat said that the last game is going to be against the Saints, which is we always play the Saints last game of the season. So that's nothing new. So the schedule does come out tomorrow. It gets released, I believe, at 7:30 or 8 o'clock tomorrow. Unfortunately, maybe Dave can do it, but I cannot. I cannot do a live stream at that time. I have something else to do at that time, so I cannot partake in a live reaction. I may go live afterward. I may hop on the live afterwards, but I cannot jump on the live to do a live reaction to the schedule. I can't do it, but we'll break it down at some point. I'll give my thoughts on the schedule later. But word on the street now. Word on the street. Now, talking about the Germany game. Word on the street is that we're going to play the New York Football Giants, Brian Burns' blood and guts game in Germany, week 6. That is word on the street. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going. I already booked my daggone room for week 6. Now, if it's wrong, I can always change the dates because I'm Marriott up there with Marriott. I can change my days if I need to. You know what I mean? I can change the dates if I need to. But the word on the street is that it's week 6 versus the Giants. Don't know if it's true or not. Okay. We're going to find out the details of this game at 7 o'clock tomorrow. 7 o'clock. So stay tuned. All my folks in Germany that watch this the next day. Listen, we're going to get a PNP live going out there. We got to get a PNP live going on out there. So I'm going to need some help. All my folks that are out there in Germany, hit the comments. Hit the comments. Let's make it happen. We're going to do a PNP live out there. I'm going to chronicle the whole thing. I need to get a venue. There's a lot that I need to get done. Okay. Between now and October. So for all my folks in Germany and Munich specifically, help a brother out. Because we gonna make this thing happen. I'm already a go. I'm gonna book my flight as soon as the dates drop. Now, real quick, I also want to say this. PSL owners. That Germany game is not in your package. Don't get caught thinking that the Germany game is going to be included because you're a PSL owner, because it ain't. You're going to have to buy that ticket separate. Now, I got in contact with my PSL rep. She said, stay tuned. There's going to be some information dropped about how to get the tickets. So y'all stay tuned. I don't know. I do not know how it's going to work. I have no clue. But when I do know, I will get over there. I will let y'all know when I do know. And we're going to make it happen. We're going to get over there and make it happen. I have no idea how it's going to work. I have no idea how much it's going to cost. I have no clue. All I know is that I'm going to be in the building. Glenn said, I'm from the UK and I will be there. Absolutely. You right up the street. Well, not right up the street, but you know what I mean. You know what I meant. All my German folks, I need y'all to get in the chat, in the comments. Let me know what's good, because we're going to make it happen. Do I think we have any primetime games? Yeah, we're going to have at least one. I think we might get 2 this year. I think we might get 2. I think we might get 2. I think it'll be the Thursday night game. Obviously, we'll get a Thursday night game, and then we'll get another game. I think we'll get one more. Probably not a Monday night game per se, but we'll get another one. We'll get 2. We'll get 2. But yeah, man, cannot wait. Lynn says Steve meetup in Frankfurt was good last time. Yeah, I'll be out there too, bro. I'll be out there. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. There we go. He's already across the pond. With that said, I want to keep up because I did mention PNP Live, right? I did mention that, right? We're going to do a PNP Live out there. Hopefully we'll get it all set up, get it all figured out. You know, once we get all the logistics squared away for Germany, I will let y'all know. Okay, it's going to be dope. Also, I want to make y'all aware, I got a few more PNP live announcements. We're going to have one during training camp. There will be a PNP live during training camp, similar to what we did last year, right before Fan Fest, or the day before Fan Fest, or day of Fan Fest. We'll do another one as well. I think Dave is trying to come to Germany as well. So Dave will be there. So it'll be Rashad and Dave. As long as it doesn't land on G-Ho weekend. If it lands on G-Ho weekend, neither one of us is going. But as it stands, we will both be there. If it's on week 6 against the Giants, we will be there. Yes, training camp is no longer at Wofford. Training camp is in Charlotte. I don't know how they're gonna do it. They must have. I don't know how they're gonna do it, bro. I don't think that the practice field is gonna be ready, bro. They're still doing construction out there. It doesn't look like they're anywhere near completion as far as where the bubble was. I could be wrong, but I don't see them completing that in the next 2 months that have training camp out at the practice field. I don't see it. I think they're gonna do training camp inside the stadium, or worst case scenario, they might not have. And this is all speculation for me. This is all, so please don't take this as gospel. Please don't take this as gospel. But they might not have training camp open to the public if that field isn't ready. I just don't see. I don't see how they get it done. It's still. I was just out there the other day. They're still doing construction. It's a lot of moving parts out there. I don't see it being ready. So I know they're supposed to be building bleachers and all that stuff out there at the practice field. Obviously, we can't see it, but I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's indoor. What do you mean? Is it indoor? No, it's not indoor. It's not indoor. But I think they might end up having training camp at the stadium. So that's just my thoughts. That's just my thought process. I don't know that to be true or not. But the way I see it, I don't see them being done anytime soon. All right. Germany. Gonna be out there. Cannot wait. Munich. We ready. My folks in Germany, hit me up. Let's get something done. So we can have this PNP live out there. Need a facility out in Munich somewhere. Let's make it happen. All right, let's keep it going. Patreon.com/PantherNationPC. Man, y'all go and sign up for you. It's been a lot of people signed up, man. I appreciate all the new folks that have signed up for Patreon. We appreciate all your support. We couldn't do it without y'all, so we greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Go ahead, MVP, sign up. We greatly appreciate that. We will be doing more giveaways. Shout out to the folks that won the Leggett football and the Leggett helmet. Leggett, excuse me. I sent that out via the mail, except for Preston. Preston, I have not sent yours yet, but to the person that won the football, I did send that out. So check your mail soon. Should be there by Thursday. I got some more jerseys. I got some autographed jerseys coming in, or some jerseys to get autographed coming in. So again, we're gonna be giving all this stuff away. So cannot wait. Obviously, MVPs will have first crack once I get them signed. Okay. Definitely sign up for Patreon. Okay. Shout out to all our franchise folks, and shout out to all of our our free agents as well. Shout out to the free agents. Appreciate it. Patreon.com/PantherNationPC. All right, and Underdog Fantasy, you know what to do. Sign up using that code PNP. I can't deliver the commercial like Dave does, but y'all know what time it is. Y'all can greatly support this channel. If you don't want to sign up for Patreon, you don't want to give me super chats. Cool. This is a free way to support the channel. Go and sign up. UnderdogFantasy.com. Use that code PNP, and that will greatly help and support this channel. All right, let's keep it moving. All right. Let's get it cracking, because a lot of stuff is going down. All right. We got some roster moves that have occurred. Okay. Unfortunately, I already talked about some of this stuff, but we would just, my man said Underdog takes EBT. That's crazy. That's crazy if they do. But that's funny. But we had some guys get released. Okay. Tariq Cohen Aggie pride. He was recovering from his trying to get back on the field. Unfortunately, not sure where things stood, but he was unfortunately released. Spencer Brown also released. You got to remember, some of these guys came in under a previous regime. So when they come in that previous regime, there are no ties to the new coaching staff. So a lot of these guys are getting up out of here. All right, real quick super chat. Marquis Jones says, saw the show with Smitty, great work, but boy Shy, you look nervous. You put in work. You belong on that stage. You belong in that room. No need to be nervous. Keep up the good work, bro. Man, I appreciate that, man. Listen, it was nerve-wracking, bro. You literally in the room talking football with the greatest Panther of all time, in my opinion. Right? It is nerve-wracking, bro. That's just the nature of the beast. Much more comfortable this time. The first time, definitely way more nervous. This time, a lot less nervous, but still going to be nervousness. Anytime you step into the room with the greatest Panther of all time and you talking football, it's one take. You don't want to mess up. So that's just the nature of the beast. You got to remember, that's out of my element, right? I'm used to sitting behind this computer screen. If I mess up, so what? I mean, I don't really care. It is what it is. But when you're in front of Steve Smith, you got to put on senior. When you're in front of Steve Smith senior, you want to put on your best foot so you can get invited back to the show. So I look at every opportunity like the last opportunity, right? So that's why it's a little nerve-wracking. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Shout out to Maurice. He said y'all did y'all thing, but y'all learned a lot. I could tell, and Steve treated y'all like family. Absolutely. When you sit in front of Steve Smith Senior, you're gonna learn. You dare to learn. And I gotta be honest with y'all. I'm putting in a lot of work right now. I'm putting my head is in the books right now. Like this year I pledged to be more savvy when it comes to the X and O's, right? I want to be able to talk, route concepts and I want to be able to talk personnel package. I want to be able to talk all that stuff. And so I'm getting better. I'm getting much better, bro. We're gonna get better. I'm pledging myself this year. I'm gonna get much better, much better. And I'm gonna bring that to y'all, that content to y'all as I break stuff down. I'm gonna put myself in rooms with certain people. I talk to my Patreon members. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know some of the stuff I got coming down the pipe. But we definitely about to step it up. We about to step it up, bro. We about to step it up for sure. That's funny. Responge. For sure, man. You got to, bro. You got to, man. And listen, Smitty, let me tell you how much a student in the game I'm about to be, bro. Smitty gave me notes, bro. Smitty gave me some information, bro. We outside, bro. We outside, man. Listen, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is, man. We outside, bro. I'm about to put my head in these books, though, for real. I'm about to go hard, bro. I'm about to go hard. I pledge that to PNP and all the Panther Nation Army out there. Like, we gonna get better from an X's and O standpoint for sure. But anyway, let me get back to this content. Y'all got me off my game a little bit, but I appreciate y'all support for real. I appreciate y'all support. Again, I'm not perfect. I never claim to be the most knowledgeable in the room, bro. I'm just, at the end of the day, bro, me and Dave are just fans with mics. That's it, bro. And speaking of the devil, here's Dave right here. I see you, Dave.
Look at that, man. What's up, guys?
It's good, man. And we were just talking about talking about the Smitty show, and they were talking about how we still were a little nervous and all that, and it was all good stuff.
Man, guys, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell my employees at work. Ain't none of y'all gonna switch places with me. And I even give you my salary. Ain't none of y'all gonna switch places with me. But what's up, guys? I hope all is well.
Hey, Dave, real quick. Dave, we had a heated discussion in here. Before now you gotta be real careful while you answer this question. But I gotta we kind of backed ourselves into a conversation because we was talking about Steve Smith Sr. and we were talking about his induction into the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. Okay. And we started talking about numbers and how the numbers are being retired, right? We started talking about how potentially, number 90 is going to get retired because it got taken out of rotation. Amari Barnes switched his number. And we're assuming that because he's going to the Hall of Fame, that his number is going to get retired. That's the assumption. So it started trickling down to some other players, and we started talking about some other guys whose numbers are out of rotation. We talked about Smitty out of rotation.
And fun fact, now let's be clear about something about the fact that Smitty's number's been out of rotation since he left the team.
Fact.
Nobody else has ever worn 89. Can't say the same for Pep. Cannot.
Fact.
Cannot say the same for Pep.
Hold that thought though. 89 out of rotation, 1 out of rotation. I believe 58 is out of rotation. But we got to a certain individual, Dave, and his name is Greg Olsen. And folks are saying, I'm going to ask you, should Greg Olsen's number get retired?
Oh, God. So.
No, you don't say it, Dave.
I don't think so. Not in front of the other folks' name.
That's what I said, bro.
Not in front of the and guys, and let me explain to you guys why before you guys go on a tizzy. It's in the order of operations. Yeah, I didn't realize Rashad, I was agreeing with Rashad, but in the
me, bro. They was killing me, dog.
Yo, in the order of operations, 89, 90, 58, 59.
Bro, you got 58 in there like that?
Yeah. Dog, my man, nah, dog. There's a level of courage to tear your ACL 3 times, play the Super Bowl with a baseball arm. There's a level of courage, a football arm. There's a level of courage that's part of that. So yeah, I'm putting them there.
That's peace.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there's other guys you can have the discussions with before you get to Greg. Like I would put Stewart there before Greg. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like I would if you're talking about retiring.
That's what I said.
Like if you're like it's because do I think Greg's the best tight end we ever had?
He absolutely is.
Yes,
he absolutely is. But does that deserve retirement
like,
of a number
over Jordan Gross? Like I'm just naming guys at this point. Like there's a lot. Khalil. Like I'm just like, there's other folks too, like Jake. Like there's a lot of folks that you can put ahead of Greg.
That's what people were saying. Somebody
like
said if you're gonna retire Greg Olsen, you gotta retire 17.
It's kind of like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? Like when you make the decision to put Biggie and Tupac in that Biggie in general. And don't get me wrong, I think Biggie is one of the greatest rappers on earth. When you make the decision to do something like that, that opens the floodgates for others. When you put NWA in there, that opens the floodgates for others. So if you put Greg Olsen in there, that opens the floodgates for others.
And we love Greg, bro.
And we love Greg. Let me be clear,
hate, bro. This is not.
But it's
hate,
like if you start looking at the archives, like when you start naming the greatest Panthers ever, I just named a bunch of folks you got to put ahead of Greg. Like I mean, you have to. And I ain't even name everybody. When you talk about guys, and this isn't a knock on Greg, but when you talk about guys that played, it's not about just being your best years here, too. It's about your longevity here.
Double O Kane, appreciate the super chat. Double O Kane says, if I see another Panther wear number 1, I switch teams. I can't lie.
It's gonna happen at some point.
No, it won't. No, it won't. For what?
For who? For what?
For what? For who?
Nah,
bro. Ain't nobody wearing number 1, bro. Nobody wears number 1, B.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Nobody wears number 1, dog.
But like when you like let's keep it a buck though, guys. Like when you start talking about the players that are in the Hall of Honor, like just for Carolina, like the guys that are in the Hall of Honor, all those guys so far that's in the Hall could have a legitimate argument to be ahead of Greg. Even Wesley Walls, legitimate argument. Now Wesley Walls is probably only because some of you guys weren't here during the Walls era, but Wesley Walls was important. Like I think folks are underestimating some of the importance of some of these folks. John Casey, I know how y'all feel about the Super Bowl, but dude was our kicker for a long time.
If we retiring Greg Olsen, then I gotta go back and get 30. You gotta give me Mike Mentor. Yep. You gotta give me a lot of. You gotta give me a lot of guys, bro.
I got Mentor ahead of him.
Guys, pause.
I got Mentor ahead of him,
bruh. 44. If you definitely gotta retire 44. If that's what we're doing. You got to retire 44.
But the thing is, Greg ain't been out the league that long either. Like, Wesley Wall's been out the league for a minute, bro. Like, it's the same reason why we got Sam Mills out there. Sam, how many years did Sam Mills play for us?
Not many.
3.
Yeah.
Played 3 seasons for us.
Yep.
And they got a statue out there for him.
But best impact, bro. That's what I'm
Best
saying.
impact.
Like, it's not just about on the field numbers. It's about impact.
Impact.
And that's why Cam, regardless of what you think about on the field, what he did for the city and the culture and for the game of football in general, bro, he deserves to get his number retired. I don't care what you feel about him. Your feelings are irrelevant, bro. The facts of what we changed the game, bro. Like, he deserves to get his number retired, bro. Like, that's period. It don't matter what he did on the field. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But
impact matters, man.
Impact definitely matters, bro.
Impact
definitely
matters. And if you ask any of these quarterbacks that are like shining, most of them guys, they mention Mr. Newton. They mention him as an influence. Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, all them guys that y'all be out here impressed by, the ones that are dual threats, they all mention Mr. Newton, even Josh Allen. Like, let's not get foolish here. But I understand, folks. I understand the argument for Greg, but there's a line, bro. It's kind of like the line, unfortunately, that Steve Smith's dealing with when it comes to get to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I think he's a Hall of Famer, but that line's going to get long if you don't get in soon. And I love Steve. And I think Steve should have already been in.
This is a fantastic question. Who do we think is getting a statue, bro?
Who should?
It's got to be. It's probably going to be Pep. It's probably going to be
Pep, but it should be Smitty.
It's probably be Pep, but it should be Smitty.
Should be Smitty.
Yeah, it should be Smitty. And that might be some bias. I don't care. Y'all talking about my bias, bro? I clearly state my biases, bro. I done told y'all.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I think I could understand Pep, but the answer is Smitty. The answer is Steve Smith Sr. That's the answer. Like, when you can, like, I don't think folks realize.
That's biased.
No, it ain't. It ain't. When you look at the numbers, it's not. No, it ain't. It ain't. How many Triple Crown winners we've had in NFL history? 4. Only 4. Only 4. And the thing is, there's an argument for Pep to get a statue too, because Pep did some amazing things too. But a lot of his stuff that he did that was amazing were on other teams. We ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into that. But
that's a sore spot.
It is a sore spot because we didn't want to give him the bag in Chicago, but it didn't matter because he wanted to go to a different team, play a different scheme. He wanted to go to Chicago. I'm not mad at him for that. Then he went to Green Bay before he finally closed out here. So he made it right at the end. But let's keep it a buck here. Like, if we out here making choices, I mean, Smitty kind of, they released him.
Definitely deserves that statue. It's gonna be interesting.
He would have probably retired a Panther if it wasn't for Dave Gettleman. Like, if you want to keep it a buck,
he would have.
He would have retired a Panther. Like, he retired a Panther, but like, he would have retired a Panther by playing all his years here if it wasn't for Gettleman. If you want to keep it a buck. And we talked about that interview, which you can watch anytime. It's free. It's been free the entire time that we interviewed him back in October 2022. We talked about it.
Yes, that's definitely a great point. If y'all want to talk about or listen to some of the stuff, because we've talked to Steve Smith now 3 times. This is the 3rd time. He has come on our show, but we got a lot of new subscribers, and some of y'all may or may not have known. He has come on P&P virtually, right? We interviewed him. I believe he was doing
October 2022.
Yeah, he was doing a Monday night game or something like that, or he's preparing for a Monday night game. It was like the day before or something like that. And he came on the show. We talked about his career as a parent. This is free. You can go look it up, go back and search. I think I have a playlist with all of our legend interviews. I mean, I'm talking about Deshaun Foster, Stephen Davis, Steve Berline, Ricky Manning Jr. We've interviewed a lot of folks, and these are all, I believe they're all free, if I'm not mistaken.
Not all of them, but the Steve Smith Sr. one definitely is. And we do have a couple of them that are out there for y'all, but we made the decision as soon as we got the Steve Smith interview that we were going to make that one available to everybody. So that one's out there for y'all to watch it anytime you want. Now, for everybody else, we got a lot of good players. Become a Patreon. You can go grab all the archives. They're all there.
Yeah, so I was going to say, if you're a Patreon member, you have access to everything. Go back and scroll and look at them. But we're going to bring you some more of those, by the way. We got a couple
we're working it.
got a couple in the works right now. But back to the regular content, Dave. You got a sidetrack, but a great conversation.
No, it's a phenomenal conversation.
So roster moves, Dave. I'm glad you jumped in because we just started the mini camp content. So roster moves, Dave. Tariq Cohen, unfortunately, has been released. Spencer Brown, tight end Chris Pierce, wide receiver Jalen Camp, offensive lineman Il Manning, defensive tackle Raekwon Williams, cornerback CJ Parker, tight end Kevin Foch, outside linebacker Darius Hodges, and quarterback Deshaun Gaddy Jr. have all been released. We did sign another outside linebacker, Cam Gill, and defensive tackle TJ Smith. According to my calculations, that leaves us 2 roster spots. Technically, it's 1 because one of them.
But he officially got signed today, from what I understand. So we are down to 1. I think so. I thought I saw it on Twitter. My timeline's been kind of crazy with everything that's going on. It happened recently, I believe. So hold on, let me double check.
Yeah, but regardless of the point, that we'll be down to 1 roster spot.
Officially signed Rashad Penny today per NFL transaction report per Mike K.
Okay. So we're down to one roster spot officially. Then so you got 1 roster spot. Real quick, a super chat. Y'all are wild. Greg is number 7 on the all-time receiving yards for tight end and can't get his number retired.
Y'all don't want to hear what I want to say, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
That's peace. We just say that's peace. That's peace.
No, it's good. No, it's good. No, it's good. It's good. But
that's peace. That's peace. Just say that's peace.
All right. Dave. Okay.
That's peace.
Shut up.
You got it. All right. So that's the roster moves. Dave, let's talk about some of the stuff that came out as a result of training camp. Some information has been said. Couple interviews have been done. Canales has been in front of the podium a couple times, and the players have been in front of the interviews, in front of the podium a couple times. So we got some information to talk about. So let's talk about this crowded backfield for a second, Dave. Commitment to the run game. Okay, commitment to the run game. He said, "No, my man Noli said we're not getting a Greg Olsen interview now, thanks to y'all." Hey,
no, I think it still can happen. And we'll ask him a question about it, how he feels about it. We'll definitely ask.
He could chew us out. You know
As you know, I'm not afraid of confrontation.
We're not.
Ask Philly Brown.
Shout out to Philly, man. Friend of the show.
Shout out to Philly Brown. So,
but yeah, so commitment to the run game. We're gonna be running the football. That's apparent. Jonathan Brooks is still recovering from his ACL. He's taking mental reps at the moment, but he's still out there trying to learn what he can, do what he can. Rashad Penny addition, obviously, he's familiar. Basically, Canella said all that we've already said. He is familiar with the system. He knows what Canellis expects. So shout out to Rashad Penny, and it's a decent signing. And depth in the running back room. So what's interesting though is if you go back and look at some of Canales and what he did with the Tampa Bay Bucks, bro, Rashad White was really the only guy they used like that from a carry standpoint. It might be some guys that got reps, but Rashad White was basically the workhorse, which is probably why Canellis wants to add more running backs, because if you look at some of the production that they have, it was pretty lackluster. I mean, if you look at it in totality, they did a good job. The Bucks did, right? Rashad White had 1,000-yard season, added some receiving yards as well. In totality, did a great job, but they had spurts in the season where the run game was not working at all, right? And so I think that Canales is trying to beef up the rotation so that he can play multiple running backs so that workload is distributed. Dave, what you thinking? What you think about this?
I'm in a fantasy draft, a dynasty fantasy draft, and we drafted the rookies right now. Jonathan Brooks went rather earlier than I thought he would go. They have no awareness that this is going to be a 3-headed monster in that backfield, bro. Like, I think health is going to be a factor in whether it goes from 3 to 2. I think when once Brooks is fully recovered and he starts getting the juices going, I think I'll stand by the fact end of the season he'll be RB1, but he's going to be sharing the load with Chuba. He's going to be sharing the load with Penny. He's going to be sharing the load with a bunch of guys. Like I think there's a level of the commitment to the run game that I think we're underestimating, and you would think that as Panthers fans we should be used to this because that's what we do. We as a franchise historically has always been a run first offense. That's the way we've always been.
Mhm.
Like Rivera, except for like that first year when we had Chud. The first couple years when we had Chud, but Rivera, Fox, even Rule, Wilkes, even Wright tried but failed miserably. All our we always had, if not one bell cow guy, we always had a staple. That's just what we are. That's our
Yeah.
identity. Like folks always argue about, well, what's our identity? That is, if there's one thing, it's that. That is our identity.
Yeah, and if you talk to Bucks fans, they will tell you how frustrating it was to watch the offensive at times because they were committed to the run game. Like they had to get the run game going. So this is going to be a situation where it's going to be frustrating at times. You're going to be like, man, why are they running the ball so much? Bro, they want to get that run game going. There's a reason why they signed the two guards that they signed, not only to protect Bryce Young, but to run the football. Those guys are massive individuals, right? They want to win on the inside, and they want to get that football. They want to pound the rock. So I think it's going to be interesting.
Somebody said not under Seifert. They ran the ball a decent chunk under Seifert too. And you also must realize that Seifert was, until Matt Rule showed up, he was the only coach to not make the playoffs under our watch. So yeah, there's that. But
yeah. Shout out to Tony. He sees it. Tony sees it. Both Hunt and Lewis have great run block grades. He sees it. They're gonna want to run the football, and it's going to be frustrating at times.
It's going to be frustrating for us to watch as fans, but from a fan's perspective, it's going to be frustrating too.
Landon sees it. Landon sees it. Probably why they kept Icky at LT. He sees it. They're gonna run the.
They're running this. Run it. So all you guys talking about Bryce Young gonna break 4,000 yards? He'd be lucky to hit 35. I think the over under was 32, and I said he might break that. He might break 3,200 yards passing this year. They ain't trying to have Bryce Young be out here throwing for 200 yards a game. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but
my man said NFL red zone. Everybody, yeah, it's gonna be ugly, bro. It's gonna be some ugly.
If there's wins, look, ugly wins, pretty wins, they all count the same, ladies and gentlemen. They all count the same.
They do. And it's one quick interesting note about the left tackles and us running behind. Because Landon said there's a reason why Icky's still the left tackle. They did run the football to the tackles, and they ran the football outside a lot in Tampa Bay, right? It wasn't just running inside behind the guards and center. They ran the football outside a lot. The outside zone, that there's a reason why also Bradley Bozeman is not a member of the Carolina Panthers. He's more of a downhill gap style blocker. We need those guys that are athletic, that can move. In the inside zone, outside zone, that's what we're trying to do here in Carolina. That's at least what he did in Tampa Bay. I can't attest to what he's going to do now because I do think there is a part of Canellis is going to try to put guys in the position to succeed. He's not going to force feed something that isn't working. So he'll move guys around until they get comfortable and he gets the best production. So we will see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely going to commit. Don't get mad when Bryce only has about 15, 20 attempts per game. If
that's the goal. Like, I don't understand why folks want to, man. If we would have if we would have had CJ Stroud, y'all would have been furious because that's the goal. Like with the coaches that we're bringing in, that's the goal. We're going to only be like 15, 20 passes a game. But if we're winning, I don't care. I do not care.
Yep. Very interesting. It's going to be very interesting stuff. But crowded running back room. All these guys are not going to make it. I can see a scenario where we keep 4. I can see a scenario where it's Chuba, where it's Brooks, where it's Blackshear and where it's Penny and Miles is out, or the opposite where it's Miles and Penny is out. I can see a scenario where, oh, we good on special teams and Blackshear is gone. I can see a scenario. I can see all these scenarios happening.
There's only two guys that are safe. That's the best way to put it, guys. There's only two guys that are safe, and it's the guy we just drafted and Chuba. I think Chuba did enough to be safe.
I hope Chuba's safe, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think there's one guy that's absolutely safe, and that's gonna be Jonathan Brooks. Everybody else, and I'm not saying I'm not saying that because you know how I feel about Chuba. I think Chuba deserves to be RB1, but I could see a scenario where they maybe try to flip him because you got to understand. Again, they didn't draft Chuba. He went out and got Penny, right? They got Brooks. So
and Sanders is a draft situation,
right.
I mean, like a cap situation. So
if Chuba was their guy, what I'm saying, if Chuba was their guy, they wouldn't have drafted Brooks. You know what I mean? So like,
but what do we always say when we get a new coach in the room, bro?
No, I agree. It's just okay. Sometimes it's tough saying things out loud. You know what I mean? Seeing Chuba, bro, because Chuba deserves to be here, bro. Like I'm not.
No, I'm not doubting it, but I will say if somebody thinks Chuba's worth the value, I wouldn't be stunned if they make the decision to trade him.
Right. Exactly.
Wouldn't be stunned one bit.
I wouldn't be stunned at all either. So what I'm saying is, I think there's one true running back that's safe, and that's Jonathan Brooks. I think everybody else is.
I don't think Chuba's gonna get cut. I don't think so. I don't think that's. I think if Chuba's not on the team, it's because they make the decision to trade him. But I don't think he's getting cut.
Chuba's not getting cut. He's not getting cut. But Blackshear, I believe Blackshear, and even Smitty said he likes what Blackshear brings from a special team standpoint, where you could have Liggett and Blackshear in the back returning kicks. I can see that too. But there's also other guys that we got, Smith Marset. So I think there's some duplicate. I don't know how they're going to do it. Or
Liggett.
That's what I just said.
Oh, yeah, you just saying. But I want to transition to wide receiver real fast. Am I the only one that thinks that Terrace Marshall can break out? Yes, you are. You are the only one. You are.
I see what.
Bruh. It's over. Bro,
we've seen it. I know, but we've seen it, though.
It's over. We just had a discussion about saying Jonathan Brooks is the only safe running back. It's over. Over. It's over. Oh, it's over. It's over.
So much potential.
You just look. They drafted Mingo last year. The previous coaching regime drafted Mingo last year. This year we took a first round pick to draft a wide receiver. It's over.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna beat out Adam Thielen? Think you're gonna beat out Deontay Johnson? It's over, bro.
Yeah, I don't.
Sacrifices must be made.
Sacrifices must be made.
But we'll see. I could be wrong. Why are we out here talking about trading TMG like he has value? Like, why are we?
He requested that already.
How did that work out? Did anybody want him?
It didn't work.
Nobody wanted him. It's over, and it's okay. And he might surprise me. You know what I'm saying? I might hear from the streets that he's out here balling out of his mind during the training camp. You know.
My man said, if you want TMJ to have a breakout year, you better change his ratings on Madden. That's funny. That's funny. Shout out to Master Blends, man. But anyway, let's keep this thing moving. Let's keep this train rolling. The X-Main. So Xavier Liggett, transition a little bit to wide receiver talk. Bro, he's putting in that work. Liggett is putting in that work. Listen. One thing you can see is that he immediately got to working out. You see some of them highlight videos from his workouts occurring right now. The man is putting in work, bro, and I'm pleasantly surprised to see both of our not just him. Deontay Johnson is also putting in work. I don't know how many highlight videos I've seen of him and his quick ass feet on the daggone on my Twitter screen just practicing. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, and what you can see from what Canellis is saying about him. This is a quote from Canellis. Xavier is a big, fast man. He said, again, when it comes to the quarterbacks and them dudes not having the connection with them, they could not get a connection on day one because they're not used to the way he moves because he's such a big dude. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting to see this man and how he develops. You know what I mean? He heard the comparisons to DK Metcalf. You know what I mean? He tries to model his game after him a little bit, but they say mostly it's just his size. I mean, so we'll see. We'll see. He's improving upon his route running. I think he said something about people are criticizing the way he gets in and out of his breaks. He's trying to work on that. He's definitely got. He hears everything. He's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. And bro, if he hones that and he taps into that, bro, and he actually develops to his potential, bro, he's going to be a serious problem. Serious problem. And some of y'all, I know y'all have flashbacks. Some of y'all have flashbacks to Brian Burns when Rivera had Brian Burns running gunner drills because he wasn't running drills. Excuse me, he was running gunners in games. Some of y'all saw him taking special teams reps and got a little perturbed and started calling out Canellis for having your number one pick running special teams reps. But unfortunately, here's the thing. Here's what Canellis said. Canellis said, listen, and Dave said this many times on the show, it's only so many jerseys to go around. Mm-hmm. So if something happens, you need a guy out there to be a gunner, then it is what it is.
46, bruh. 46 jerseys are given. Or is it 46 or 47?
You need guys to get out there and be multifaceted. They got to contribute to special teams. They got to be all around players. And that's what Canellis is trying to develop Leggett into. So again, I'm very happy with Leggett. I think he caught his first pass from Bryce Young yesterday. So that's dope. That daggone clip is flying around the Twitters and X's and whatever we're calling it. So I'm excited, man. Just keep working, keep putting in that work, and hopefully we finally can develop a wide receiver one out of this thing. It's been so long since we drafted so many guys, since Steve Smith. I don't think when the last time we had a. Okay, yeah, you're right. DJ. I overlooked DJ. My bad.
You should. He paid the man as a one and everything. DJ.
Yeah, you're right. DJ. Again, he's not here anymore. So we gotta develop another guy, bro.
It took him a minute, but it's DJ.
It did. We took him a little second, but for sure. But yeah, and shout out to his horse. He's got a horse named Dollar Bill, Dave. You got a horse, Dave? You from South Carolina?
I've never had a horse. I've only ridden one once. And that wasn't even in America. It was on a cruise. So, nah.
Where were you at when you rode a horse, Dave?
It was during the wedding, I think, if I remember correctly. I think we had one of the excursions when we rode a horse. I can't remember what island it was, but I know we did horseback riding. We did like the cold thing, went through the water, all that stuff.
I wasn't knowing that one. I didn't do that with y'all.
Yeah, you did not. In my married life, that's come and gone. Here today, gone tomorrow. But yeah, that's like the only time. That's the one time I've hopped on a horse. And I think that horse was scared as shit. I was much heavier then when I was on that horse.
Yeah, you probably. Let's go throw it straight your way, Dave.
Oh, you can throw it straight, bro. The pictures. Look, man. I got pictures. Look, I look at my old pictures all the time to remind myself how big I was. All the time. I took pictures with a lot of rappers back then, and I was much larger. Pause. Just facts of life. Who I am is who I am. Like, what you want to say?
Facts. Shout out to
that horse was not hearing it, bro. That horse,
bro.
I'll never forget. That horse was not. Man. That horse, I thought the horse was like, oh, nah, I ain't going through this water with this big mouth. I think that horse was really considering. He knew what his role was, but he had different thoughts when I hopped on him.
Damn, Dave.
Kelvin Benjamin was on his Kanye workout plan.
Let's keep it moving. All right, quarterback help. So, Dave, word on the street is that we're gonna be looking for another quarterback, QB3. Jack Plummer. They say he's on.
Was that the one that threw that terrible ass pass to Coker and Leggett? Who the hell was that? Have we confirmed
that was another one. That was the other one.
My man was out here looking like Nectar Peterman. He was looking like the Peterman out there.
He was a tryout guy. That was the tryout guy. Jack Plummer is not the tryout guy. That was the tryout guy that was throwing those crazy passes. But Jack Plummer, again, he's on the roster right now, but I think they're going to be looking for veteran help. There's some uncertainty at QB3. There's some names out there that you could potentially grab at QB3. And I don't know how they're going to use this quarterback 3. Are they going to, use that quarterback 3 as their game day call up? You know what I mean? To not count towards 53 man. I don't know how they're going to do it, bro. But if you try to put together a 53 man roster, I don't see them having a QB3 on that joint. I think
he wants 3 QBs though. He was serious about
say what he wants. But when it come to making that 53 man roster, I can't see them having 3 quarterbacks.
I mean, we've had 3 quarterbacks before. Like I understand. I mean, like it's not dog. We had a guy whose job was just to do kickoffs. You remember that? When we had Casey after that whole field goal fiasco in the Super Bowl, we had Casey. Then we had another guy that just do kickoffs. Then we still had our punter. Yeah, Reese Lloyd. Yeah, man, you remember that? You remember them times? So I'm like, if Canales wants a third quarterback, there's going to be a third quarterback, and another position is going to suffer. Now that being said, we're going to have to find somebody better unless you make the decision to go with a developmental guy that you can mold into something. And there's no shortage of those, but I don't know if Jack Plummer's it. Is that Jake Plummer's son? I'm guessing it is. That's the only way you can get opportunity.
They're not related.
Okay. That's
not related.
But either way, I'm trying to remember what school he went to. What school did Jack Plummer go to? I don't remember. But either way, yeah, I mean, for a veteran, that means you got to pay something. So you're gonna have to go with a younger guy. Like, I don't think they're gonna be willing to pay. Like, the going rate for a quarterback ain't cheap nowadays for a veteran. It's not, bro. So I think that's off the list. Like, we're already paying Andy Dalton. That's off the list. So then it comes down to whether or not we want to go grab a developmental guy. And if they don't think Jack Plummer's the it, then we probably just need to go get another guy.
Yeah, I'm looking for the free agents right now. I think obviously
there was some quarterbacks. This quarterback draft wasn't. It was but there was some guys that haven't gotten signed yet.
You got Tannehill's out there, Brian Hoyer, Blaine Gabbert, AJ McCarron, Matt Barkley, Trevor Siemian.
They're gonna ask for way more than a minimum.
Yeah, that's about it, bro. That's really about it. There ain't too many guys out there.
Somebody said trade a 7th for Malik Willis. Yeah.
I mean, if you feel like you can develop him, why not?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
He's a no man's land out there, bro. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Dog. He's done. He's done for, bro. That's Will Levis's job at this point. That's Levis's job.
But don't they have who they have behind him? I thought they signed somebody else behind him.
It might, but that's Levis's job to lose at this point.
Let me see who it is real quick. Let me go to our lads. Speaking of our lads, I'm going on with Greg DePalma tomorrow. I don't know when the episode is going to drop, but we recording tomorrow. Let's see. Tennessee. Looking up Tennessee. Yeah, they got Mason Rudolph. And then Malik Willis. There you go.
That's rough.
I saw it right before you put it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see them.
Vinny Testaverde got to be in his 60s at this point, ain't it?
Yo, Vinny Testaverde is done.
My man was out here throwing touchdown passes in his 40s before Brady made it in style. Did it in style, man.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with this quarterback 3. Canales has said they're looking for one. They're gonna be in the market for a veteran quarterback. They're probably gonna get one somewhere. But I'm gonna be very interested to see when a 53-man roster comes out. Are they gonna keep a third quarterback? Let's see what the Bucs did last year. Did they keep?
If they keep a third quarterback, what position do you think they're gonna have to reduce to do it?
It's probably gonna be wide receiver, or running back, or offensive line.
Yeah, I would probably tend to. It'd probably be. What about tight end?
Tight end could be that could be
that if there's one position I think they'll do it, it'll probably be that.
I saw one. Yeah, so the Bucs only kept 2 last year. The Bucs kept 2 quarterbacks.
But remember remember the head coach.
I know. I'm just saying they just kept two. This is the only thing we have to go off of. They kept two. They kept 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 4 tight ends. So, and then 9 offensive linemen, etc., etc. So it could be interesting. It's tough when you get down to those last couple guys putting together a 53 man roster. It's tough. It's tough. And I know it's hella early, but still.
Yeah, we do have waiver wire priority, but I don't think quarterback would be the one I would utilize it on. But I ain't gonna hold y'all on that one.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
Ja'Tavion Sanders, very interesting. This kid, some stuff came out with him regarding, during his press conference, he said he is setting up a study group. He's setting up a study group for all the young rookies to learn the playbook, showing that leadership. I like this. This still is my favorite pick from this year's draft. I love this pick. We don't know whether he's gonna pick 85 or stick with 85 or he wants 0.
He's trying to earn the 0 though.
So I don't know if that's like a thing within himself. Like, is he trying to push himself before he can get 0, or is that something that the coaches are making him do because he wants it so bad? Like, I don't understand, because he's saying he wants to have it before the season or by the time the season starts. Because I was out there in training camp, and he said it right in front of me because somebody asked him while they was getting an autograph, what's good with number 0? He said he wants to get it, but it made it seem like he was trying to earn it, and then he reinforced it by saying it during a press conference that he wants to earn the number 0. I don't know whether that's self-imposed or not, but it's dope. I agree, it's fire. Mm-hmm. But I think he'll look good at 0, man. He'll look good at number 0.
Might as well go in and get that thing replaced quickly. I mean, the last guy didn't have it that long anyway. 1 season, right?
Yeah.
What, 1 season? Yeah. Brian Burns?
I thought he had 2.
You sure about that?
Thought so.
It might be 2. Either way, not that long.
Either way, yeah, not that long. But yeah, so I'm excited for this kid. I think he's got to figure out how to block, because again, I went back and looked at some of Dave Canales' tendencies when it comes to tight end usage. Because Cade Otton, again, we're not asking him to be a 1,000-yard Greg Olsen like Ja'Tavion. We're not asking him to do that. But when you look at how Baker Mayfield was hitting Ja'Tavion Sanders' paws, like it was those quick seam routes and letting Cade Otton go to work. Like, Cade Otton is athletic, low key. I was watching some game film with him earlier today, and just kind of seeing how they used Cade Otton. And Cade Otton didn't come off the field. I think he played like 80-something% of the tight end snaps, and I think the Bucs were top 10 in 11 personnel, meaning they had 1 tight end, 1 running back. So they're not playing 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets. They're not doing that like that. So there's one guy out there, right? And so what can't happen is him being a liability as a blocker while he's out there being that single tight end. And so
maybe that's what it is about. Maybe that's what it's about, him trying to earn that 0.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I hope that's a thing. But what I'm hoping is that even when he's out there, because what if he truly cannot block, and I don't know that to be true, but if he's working on that, he proves to be a liability, there are ways that Canales can draw him up to make it a lot easier for him. Like, for example, him going in a jet motion and chipping the edge rusher and getting him out. There's easy ways for him to impact a blocker and not having to be a great George Kittle-esque blocking tight end. It doesn't have to be that. And to be clear, again, you don't have to be an elite level blocker to be an elite tight end, right? The only one that's doing that right now, truth be told, that's an elite blocker and elite wide receiver or elite tight end is Kittle. Like, Kelsey's not the greatest blocker in the world.
He can do it, but he ain't the greatest.
You gotta be serviceable, right? You gotta be at least serviceable. You know what I mean? So, but what's happening is that you've gotta be you can't be a liability out there, because what's going to happen is it's going to become really predictable when Jatavion Sanders comes out there. Oh, we know they're going to throw. We know they're going to throw the ball because he can't block. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I don't know, bro. It's gonna be
I'm
very
rooting for him though.
We saw a clip. We saw a clip with Ian Thomas. Ain't nobody excited about that?
My man was running. I will say that,
bro. Ian Thomas, athleticism never been his issue, bro. He's been athletic.
I mean, he was out here. He was out here running it. I will say. There's a lot of other things I can say about Ian, but he was out here running out.
You gonna be positive with it?
Yeah, of course. Because y'all think I'm always negative, so somebody gotta be positive.
Shout out to Ian Thomas, man. Shout out to Ian Thomas, man. He said that clip he looked slow. Nah, he was moving, bro.
Nah, my man was going. I was like, oh,
he looked 300 pounds.
He did look a little bit over the scale, but
hey, maybe Canella said, hey, we need you to, hey, if you gonna be the nicest blocker, the nicest blocking tight end in the world, we're gonna need you to lean into that.
Or you put him at, or if you decide, I don't know how much he utilized the fullback in Tampa, but if he decides maybe you put I figured.
Tampa ran a lot of 11 personnel too, so one running back.
Yeah.
One running back, one tight end. They were top 10 in 11 personnel as well.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. So that's another thing to pay attention to when it comes to and again, I don't know how we're gonna do it, bro. I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Look, man.
I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Look, we got a young offensive mind, so I anticipate the offense is gonna be better. So we're gonna see. Now, I know some folks said after Canals got hired, that you out here with a bottom 10 offense, but Tampa moved the ball when they needed to move the ball to win those games. So there's that. We'll see. We shall see. I'm rooting for the kid, man. I hope he can get the starting job, but I know it's gonna be tough if we're only putting one tight end out there if you can't block.
Yeah,
you don't want to be obvious, and you don't want to be obvious on passing downs when you swap them. So you would like to have somebody that could be better at blocking.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought too, Dave. Like we can't be obvious with our and predictive with our play calling, because you don't want to just swap tight ends and then they start to get your tendency. So he's got to be a better blocker, and I think he knows that. He knows that, and we'll see it develop over the course of this training camp and hopefully preseason. We'll see him get some of those blocking chops up.
Yep.
But anyway, we'll keep it moving, Dave.
Keep it moving.
All right. Just one last point. It wouldn't be a PNP pod if we didn't talk about Jalen Coker, right? Canellis was very high on Jalen Coker. They asked him. Shout out to Vashti because she asked him about Coker and how he was doing out there. And Canellis basically read off a scouting report of Canellis. Of Coker. Talked about how good he was, sure-handed, bigger wide receiver, route running ability, good feet. Talked to everything. He hyped him up. You know what I mean? And that he's not. Go ahead.
It got somebody made it kind of viral talking about the fact that most coaches don't really talk about an undrafted free agent like that.
Jim Nagy. So Jim Nagy he runs the recent Senior Bowl, and the Senior Bowl practices he's very familiar with, because a lot of these guys that go to the Senior Bowl, some of them don't get drafted, and so he's aware. He's been around the game for a while. Nagy has, and Nagy reposted that clip and basically said, "Hey man, there's coaches out here that don't be knowing and that could just be Canales, right? That could be Canales knows his guys, or it could be that they really, really like Coker and they got plans for him. Again, we don't know. We don't know, bro. Coker. Again, we are fans of Coker. Bias. It is what it is. Just call it what it is.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I always lean toward, because I watch a lot of FCS, I tend to lean towards the FCS guys. And I think when you start seeing folks get attention like this, and you have to remember, man, we got a brand new coach. He ain't got there's a different level of loyalty when you take that into account when you bring other folks in. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a guy that you can't risk trying to see if he can slide into the practice squad. And it was a conversation I had within the Panthers chat. This is the guy, like, I could see if we let Terrence Marshall go, he could clear. I'll keep it a buck. I don't think Coker can clear, especially if he does decent in the preseason games. I don't see Coker clearing waivers if we have to release him.
Yeah, and to finalize what Canales, because Canales not, he did read off his scouting report, right? Very impressive, but he also said that we need to see what he can do against
at the NFL
level talent. So again, we all, bro, like it really irritates me when people like I see people on Twitter talking about, oh, you know, this dude ain't making it. Why y'all do this? Why y'all hype this kid up? Why y'all blah blah? Bro, we can't be fans of guys like why we can't cheer for the dude? Why we can't just, you know, like it's an underdog story. Like why we can't be happy about that? Like y'all got dudes be so depressed that we can't be happy.
Nah, bro.
We can't root for a guy, bro.
Shot. All I'm gonna say is, last year when we were around this time last year, I said Ricky Lee and Nash Jensen were gonna make the team. And part of the reason why I said that was because there was a need at the position. I ain't trust the guys that were there. And I felt like if you're trying to go young and you're trying to fix something, you have no reason to keep these guys here that they've tried. So that's why I'm looking at you, TMJ. I'm looking at you, bro, because you've had your opportunities. And now you got a new coach in here again. This is your third coach. So
and here's the thing, like we not just like blindly riding for Jalen Coker. Pause. Like every time we hype up Jalen Coker, we always follow it up with, hey, yo, bro, you got to do your thing out there. Like you got to.
Absolutely.
We said it to his face.
He's got to earn it
to his face. I said, bro, if you do your thing out here, bro, like Panther Nation is gonna be behind you, bro. You're gonna have an army behind you. But like for people to be like, oh man, y'all, why y'all always hype this dude? Y'all always do this, bro. Y'all always hating. Like, bro, why we can't just cheer for the man?
I ain't worried about it, bro. I see the number.
That just be whack to me, bro. Like,
I know. And the thing is, it's like you don't realize what we've seen from some of the others. Like we got one guy that's on his third coach. For fifth if you count the interims. Like, and then you guys are really giving that level amount of faith of, all right, he's got to show it now, right? I'm like, all right, has he shown it? And you know, we had a conversation about that with some other players with them that's on our roster about you got to show it at some point. Like you have to show it. And so when you can't show it, there's other folks that are going to come gunning for your job. And this is one of those situations. And Jalen knows he's got to earn it. He's got to earn it. He knows that.
He knows
he ain't oblivious to it. He understands some of the hype he's gotten. He was the only FCF player that Steve Smith raved about at the position. He knows what it is. He appreciates that, but he knows what the expectation is. He knows he's got to show it on the field, and I think he's going to. That's why I think he's got a shot to make the team.
And I did put this on the screen. Double OK, I 1,000% agree with you. If Coker isn't good on special teams, he's not making 53. I agree. Like he's got to contribute. He said it. He said it on when we interviewed him. He said, "Whatever it takes, whatever I got to do, you know, I'm gonna do it." So listen. I firmly believe they'll find a role for him. You don't go out there and pay a dude what you pay him as an undrafted free agent if you don't have high hopes for him and at least think he has the potential. That's all we're saying. He has to go out there and execute.
And let me be clear. And we talked about it on Cut to It as well. We are all aware that being an undrafted free agent is a uphill battle. I'm fully, it's just I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I think there's a lot of other things you got to factor in. Sometimes people make the 53 off of other decisions. Like it goes back to who's going to clear waivers, who's not. Because there's some folks that you want for the squad, for the practice squad. And you want to keep as many of your best players as possible. So those are the things you got to consider. So we'll see. Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch the process across the board. I know it's an uphill battle, but we said the same thing last year with offensive line. It's an uphill battle. And yes, shout out to the 704 shop, man.
704 shop.
Let me tell you something.
704shop.com.
When I
hand selected that. I hand selected that.
Yeah. I shout out to Rashad. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm not a Hornets fan. I gave this up a long time ago, but this shirt is fly. I'm wearing this shirt.
And they got a lot of other Hornets, vintage Hornets gear like that too. That's fire too. So shout out to 704 Shop, man. Shout out to my man Scott. He laced us up. We basically went in there shopping, and he let us, grab what we wanted in preparation for Smitty. Yeah, man, that's what we were basically models. So shout out to Scott, 704 Shop, man. Shout out to them. Good people. Go check out the store. Good people for sure.
There's a reason why I asked Smitty that question about the kickoff rule, right? Because I think folks, and if you guys haven't watched
it, cut,
huh?
Did that get cut?
What?
The kickoff rule?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember that.
I thought
go back and listen.
I think I go back and listen. I don't remember, but I will say this: the thing about the kickoff rule, it's going to change the way we handle our roster construction. I mean, in a perfect world, you probably want to get one of your best guys to do it, right? Like that's something Leggett could probably do. Because he's going to be a part of the 46. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember.
I couldn't remember either.
But yeah, man. No, you guys are right. That special teams contribution is going to be valid. The way kickoff is done with two returners, the ability to have two returners back there, Leggett, all those guys, man. Marset, we've got a lot of returners. Man. So we'll see who makes it, who doesn't. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. What else did I have? I was like, what was the last time?
Oh my God.
All right. So, bro, I've been perusing the streets, Dave. Bro. We are getting destroyed. We are getting destroyed out here in national media land, bro. I mean, second worst ranked roster.
Well, a lot of folks had it out draft. I mean,
bro, we are getting destroyed. Second worst ranked roster in the NFL according to Bleacher Report. Third worst ranked team according to PFF. All the grades averaged out were third worst. 32nd ranked team according to ESPN Power Rankings. 32nd ranked team, not team in the NFL.com Power Rankings. Dave, do you think, and we're here to kind of push back on this as Panther fans, the guys that actually cover the team, we're here, we know the ins and outs of the team. Do you think we're the worst team, or at least the third in the case of PFF, the third worst team?
We're not the worst team in the NFL. We're not the worst team in the NFL. But I can understand why they would rank us that, but we're not the worst team in the NFL. But it goes to show you how important coaching is too. But we're not the worst. We're not the worst team in the NFL. As bad as we were last year, I think we picked up some pieces to help alleviate that. And I also think that I thought the Patriots was the worst team I saw all season last year. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I thought the Patriots was the worst team I seen last year. And I don't think they've built up on their talent that much to change that. So if you want to talk about a team that could be really bad, that's why I'm praying for Jerod Mayo, bro. They ain't gonna have that much patience with him up there. Whew. But we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Eric says perusing the streets and keeping
receipts. I like that one, bro. I might use that at work tomorrow.
Man, hey, I might have to put that on a shirt, bro. That's fire.
Yo, I
like
that.
I
might be borrowing that one.
Let me copy and paste that. That's fire. That's a bar if I ever heard it. Perusing the streets and keeping receipts. That's fire. But yeah, man, they don't like Bryce. They think Bryce is done. Basically, he's washed.
Folks got to remember this right here, man. Folks got to remember this. It didn't take much for them to turn around. Like, I think it's not discussed enough. It took them a draft and a coach, and they turned that joint around and made the playoffs. I'm not saying we're making the playoffs, but I don't think we're the worst team in the NFL is my point.
Yeah, I think the coaching, I think we got a competent coach here. Just off of gut feeling, what I've seen so far. And again, I could be absolutely wrong. But I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be better, much quicker than folks think we are. I think that, and again, I'm not saying I'm not saying playoffs like Dave. No, Dave's
I didn't
not
say
saying
that.
either.
I didn't say that either. Don't do that to me.
That's not what I meant to say. I meant like you. I'm not saying playoffs. That's what I meant to say.
All right.
I think 8 wins is a kind of the range, 7 to 8 to 9 wins somewhere. That's where I think we're going to be. I think we're going to be much more competitive. I think the coaching was so bad last year. It was so bad last year that I think just a couple of tweaks, bro, that we're going to be able to get this thing going sooner than people think. So, but A-Cash, shout out to A-Cash, is having Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy ranked above Bryce in the QB rankings is probably the most disrespectful thing I've seen in my life. Wow.
I asked some folks.
I haven't seen. That's crazy.
I asked somebody that like does the college scouting, like if Bryce Young would have came out this year, where would he have been ranked at quarterback? And he said, an argument for 1, probably 2.
Yeah, I don't see it.
No worse than 2. Like no worse than 2.
I agree with that.
And even then, he was like, you could say he would probably be 1.
Yeah,
like this draft, like I remember this. I remember the hype of this draft class last year, and I was saying, guys, this ain't no. I'm not sure. Like there's some guys in this draft where there's gonna be a lot of coaching that's gonna have to be had. Some of these guys should not be starting first year. Some of these quarterbacks that were drafted with the first 12 picks should not be starting year 1.
I will say this though. I think the Chicago Bears have definitely learned from the Panthers' mistakes. They got some talent around your boy, so I think his transition is going to be a lot easier.
Talent they didn't get for Fields, but we ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, that and the talent they didn't have too. So I will say that they definitely have learned from the Panthers' mistakes and gotten it right as far as surrounding him with talent and offensive line.
And the funny thing of it all is the best quarterback in this draft probably ain't even play this year because he's behind Kirk Cousins. But we'll see.
Make an argument for that.
I'm just keeping it between him and Daniels for me. So that's the debate for me. So.
Yeah, but I think of course Caleb's gonna look good, man. He got talent around.
He got all the weapons around him.
He's gonna be solid. He's gonna be solid, bro. He's definitely gonna be solid. My man Wade said national media wasn't shooting in the gym with us last year.
They sure weren't.
We were witnesses to that coaching job. Absolutely.
Yep,
Absolutely. I agree with Wade. I think that's how bad we were from a
That's how bad we were.
I think all it's gonna take, and I'm not saying all that's it, but I think it's gonna take more than that before we become like a playoff team. Like we're gonna need more talent. But I think the simple tweak of coaching and have competent coaching in Bank of America Stadium, I think that enough is going to get us at least 6 to 7 wins. And if the talent can, again, Deontay Johnson, we got to see how he plays out. But, bro, if he's able to put it together here and then that run game gets going, the defense, I think, is going to be fine. I know people are worried about the pass rush, but I firmly believe that that Evero, I'm not worried about Evero at all. I think we'll be able to get it done. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But yeah, I agree. I definitely need to do some more proofs in the streets and keeping the receipts. I need to do that. I need to do that for sure.
Oh yeah, this is like if we show these rankings, man, it's gonna be an ugly season. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I don't think we're gonna be that bad. I think we're gonna get more wins. We're gonna get more wins this year. We're not gonna be at the number 1 pick this year. I don't see that.
Definitely not, bro.
No. Because then it goes back to what I said during Smitty, during Cut to It, man. It's about patience, bro. We gotta show, the leadership has to show patience at some point. Gotta show patience. All right. What's next?
I think that was it.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
All right. Before we close the show, I gotta ask an important question that's off topic. All right, you ready? Did you invest in GameStop or AMC this week?
No.
I did.
It's
well, it did the whole thing where it went like 100% in 2 days. Like some of it tripled. I got it. I joined the party yesterday and I left the party today. Y'all have fun.
Get in where you fit in, bro.
Bro. Listen, I might pay for my flight to Germany if this falls right for the schedule release.
Hey, yeah,
that's how much money I made.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We were talking about Germany, and we're going. Well, if the schedule falls right, we're gonna go.
Yeah, if it's week 6, I think I can swing it
Yeah,
as week 6. If it's the weekend of my
if it's,
birthday, I might be able to swing it.
oh yeah, and they're asking Dave, are you gonna do? I can't do it tomorrow, but they want you to do a reaction to the.
If I could do it, I have a
think
tournament. I have a tournament tomorrow. If I could probably try to do it at 9.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you do it I'll be back at 9:30. So
I could probably
do something late.
I could probably pull it at 9. It have to be late. I could probably do it at 9 because it's Street Fighter 6, man. I'll be eliminated by 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you will. You trash.
Nah, dog. Dog. I'm running into killers. One week I ran into somebody that made top 8 like in the first round. Like I'm running into killers. I can't. It is what it is. I could probably try to set something up for 9.
Yeah, we could probably do something late. I mean, if you're gonna go that late, I could do 9:30. I should be back by then.
That's fine. Let's shoot for 9:30 then. Let's do 9:30.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, man. I know who I've been running into. My first major tournament is next week. I know what it is, and I still got 5 games to dissect. Oh no, it was man, bro. When I tell you I'll get eliminated, then I go back and see who I lost to, and I'm like, oh, they got pretty far in this tournament. And I'm like, all right, I don't feel as bad. But it is what it is. All right. Ready to close it out?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm good. That being said, man, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, all that good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff coming up. We will holler at you all tomorrow, maybe,
9:30.
hopefully. We'll see what happens. 9:30, react to the schedule. Go out there and get your Germany tickets. Meet us in Germany. We are going out there. Hopefully,
it better fall. I will know tomorrow morning.
We'll know in the morning.
7 a.m.
We'll know.
7 a.m. I'll find out what type of ticket I'm buying, if I'm buying a ticket or not. I've already decided I'm flying out of Boston, bro. They got nonstop flights to Munich from Boston, so I'm flying to Boston if I go.
Yep.
But all right, guys.
All right, man. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.